And I think we're live. Let's see here. Always have that uh, little time delay, time lag. I think we're live. Are you looking on your Facebook, Danita?
I'm getting ready to go right now. Yes, I'm
Okay.
pulling it up right now to
All
see.
right. I'm looking at YouTube. There we go. So we're live on YouTube. Let's see if Facebook has woken up. Good
We
morning.
are live. Looks like we're live on Facebook too.
All right. So good morning, everybody. This is Brian Cummings from the E-commerce Business School, along with certified master coach and trainer Danita Zanré. And actually, it's not good morning for Danita. So good afternoon to you. Let me make
Good
sure.
afternoon. Good afternoon.
Okay, so do we have a Facebook as of yet? Yes, there it is. Facebook E-commerce Business
Yes,
School
I
is
see it on
live.
Facebook.
Wonderful. Okay, so good morning, everybody. Again, this is Brian Cummings with E-commerce Business School. And this is your Saturday morning live. We fire it up a few minutes early just to give opportunity for people to get notified and start to join us. So already I can see people are rolling in. There's Donald. Good morning, Donald. Hey, Donald, I just sent you a message. So check that on your email. Ronnie Palmer Hassey is with us. Hi, Hassey. Aaron Stitch. Hello, Aaron. Aaron was a guest on Saturday Morning Live just a couple of weeks ago. You can go check that out in the recordings. Chris House is here. Valerie Tate. Hello, Valerie. So good morning, everybody. You can put a little note in there where you're calling from as well. There's Joan. Hi, Joan. And Shahanaj. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I haven't gotten a chance to work with you. I know you're a relatively recent member, new member of the E-commerce Business School in our Peak Performance Mentoring Program. Okay, we've got the sounds good thumbs up from the staff. That's okay. So Danita, hello there. I know you can't find it, can
Hi,
you?
Brian. Yeah, I see it. I found it.
Okay. So let's see. Where are you calling from, Danita? Tell everybody where you're calling from.
I'm calling from the province of Parma in Italy.
And what time is it there?
It is 4 p.m.
4
on
p.m.
the
Okay.
dot.
On the dot. Okay, so
On
let's
the
kick it
dot.
off then. On the dot, top of the hour at 7 a.m. here on the Pacific Coast in California. Good morning again. This is Saturday Morning Live for e-commerce sellers. I'm Brian Cummings, the Director of Training and Coaching for the E-commerce Business School. And we have a special guest today, Certified Master Coach, Danita Zanré. Danita is the author of our Shop Your Way to Wealth program, the author of other things too. You and I have been creating some training programs together, our Ecom CEO training. You've been involved with the Peak VIP training as well. So Danita has quite a long history here with EBS. Let's welcome our new members. There we go. So if you are brand new with E-commerce Business School, welcome. We've had a number of people join us in the past week or so. So glad that you're with us. And if you'd like to learn more, by the way, about E-commerce Business School, you can look at the bottom of the post. I think it should be there. It's joinebs.com. Go there. So if this is your first time on Saturday Morning Live, we're glad that you're with us. Stay tuned. You're going to learn some great product sourcing tips from Danita this morning. We're focused on selling on Amazon. We'd like you to share this. If you find value in Saturday Morning Live, would you please share this with others? Just give them a little note right now. You can go to the share button on the Facebook post and just click that and tag a friend or family member, whoever you think might be interested in our e-commerce training, especially because of Danita Zanré and what she has to offer this morning. Danita, I'm going to show the 3 pillars slides. We'll talk about that for just a moment, as we always do at the beginning of any of our trainings. We talk about the 3 pillars of e-commerce success. The first one, most importantly, is to generate cash flow. You've heard the saying that cash flow is king. Without cash flow, your business dies. And so your first focus in business is generally to generate cash flow, to jumpstart your business, and then keep it going. Number 2, second pillar, is to automate systems free up your time, scale up your business. When you start to employ different software programs, like Danita's going to show you one this morning, that's creating a system, and that helps you scale your business by allowing you to do more in less time. And as you're building these systems, you begin to build assets in your business. Assets make your business worth more so that you can sell your business for a profit, pass it on to family members. That's the third pillar, building assets. All right, here we go. Profit expansion sourcing strategies with local retail arbitrage. And again, this is Master Coach and Trainer Danita Zanré. Danita, you've been training for EBS, training and coaching for how long now?
2015, December 2015, I think, is when I started doing my coaching. I became a coach in September of 2015, actually. Yeah, September.
Yeah, I think you and I went out to lunch together, along with a couple of other people, and we talked about that. It was kind of like, hey, you're now certified. Now what are you going to do?
Now what do you do?
Well,
here we are.
Yes, here we are. This is what you're doing today.
So we're going to
talk about LRA, local retail arbitrage. And we've been really focused a lot on online arbitrage because of COVID and many of the stores shutting down. There hasn't been nearly the opportunity to go out and do local sourcing. And now that that's kind of relaxing, COVID, hopefully in your area, is on the downplay. It's going out. The stores are back open. There's lots of opportunities out there to do local retail arbitrage. So if you've been just totally focused on online arbitrage, here's some more options to make some money. And one of the things that Danita likes to say is you're going to the store anyway, and there's the products, the profitable products right in front of you. Why would you not take them? So Danita, let me just hand this over to you.
Okay, great. Yeah, we have been focused really deeply recently on online arbitrage, not only because of COVID, but also because one of our big goals is to help you automate your business. And it's more difficult, obviously, to automate your business if you're doing the shopping in stores. You can get shoppers to do shopping for you in stores, and we have some very successful sellers in our group who have a large local retail arbitrage business that is spread out amongst many different shoppers. But one of the things that I just like to keep in mind is that there are a lot of opportunities for Amazon sellers, not only online, but Brian, you taught us how to flip books, and I always used to say, well, when in Italy, I do mostly online shopping. When I'm in the U.S., I do a lot of local retail shopping. When I'm out on Whidbey Island, it's an island. Retail shopping is not going to find me many great bargains. I hit the thrift stores and I look for books, right? So by having a more diverse sourcing arsenal, I guess, we're able to not only find things to sell just about anywhere, but it also makes it, for me, it makes it more fun because I can kind of mix things up every once in a while. If I'm feeling like I'm getting a little, not bored, but you feel like you're just kind of in this rut of doing the same thing all the time, do something new, do something different, and it kind of energizes you and your business. So for me, local retail arbitrage is something that I really enjoy. Obviously, it's the way I got started on Amazon. And I still really like to go out and do some shopping from time to time. As you said, Brian, you're in the store anyway. A great story from one of my coaching clients was she was in a feed store. I mean, not like a Petco or a PetSmart, but a feed store where you get horse and cow and chicken feed and everything because they had this dog food that she really loved for her dog. And she was at the checkout, and there were these John Deere playing cards were on clearance, $1 a pack. And they were selling for something like $24.95 on Amazon. She made, I think, over $10 per pack profit. So if she hadn't scanned those while she was waiting in line at the checkout in order to pay for her dog food, she never would have found that, wouldn't have gotten that great option. I also find many times that there are items I get at my local grocery store that I saw them for one reason. They were on a great sale, so I scanned them, and that sale made me want to buy them. They've become replenishables because even now that they're not on sale, I saw how quickly they sold, how they just flew off the shelves as soon as they got to Amazon. So when I'm in the States and I go into that local Safeway, I'm usually buying a few of those every time I'm in the store, and they go into a shipment at some point when we're shipping something out. Now, if you're doing mostly, with a prep center, you're not doing your own shipping, you will be more limited as to what you decide you want to buy locally to ship. You're not going to pick up, 5 items and then want to send those to Amazon. You really do have to be planning on a decent sized shipment, as we always talk about for shipping anyway. But it's really a lot of fun to get out and do shopping in stores. So today I'm going to go live and show you how this works, because I know that many of you who have been doing online shopping don't even know that there's an Amazon seller app. So I'm going to show you that too.
You'll have to hold that phone. It went into the fuzzy mode. There you go. You'll have to hold it right in front of you.
Okay. That's okay. I'm going to have it on my screen. You're not going to have to look at it like this. I'm going to have it live on my screen, so that'll be fine.
Danita, I have a story too, an
Go
opportunistic story. I'm in my motorhome right now. Terry and I are traveling. We travel in our RV quite a bit. We were going to a trade show, 2 trade shows, one in Southern California, and the next week, the next one was in Las Vegas. And we just finished the one in Southern California. I needed some supplies for the RV at a Home Depot. And you know how that is. You just walk by and that little orange tag, the clearance tag, kind of catches your eye, and wasn't even in a clearance aisle. And oh, there's a battery, a weed eater battery, and I can't help but scan it with my app. And it was about a $45 profit. It's a $22 item, was selling for about $70. We stopped at every Home Depot along the way between Orange County and Las Vegas, and we picked up, I don't remember now, several hundred of them. It turned into a $4,000 profit. Net profit, $4,000 in 2 days, stopping at all these Home Depots. So that was fun.
Yeah, and that's a really good point too. I would have like a Big Lots day, and I would go to Big Lots and find things at Big Lots, and then I would hit every Big Lots, in the Denver metro area, and find that on that point it was just walk in the store. Do they have them? Take them, go. There was no more in the store scanning, trying to find a product. Once I had my Big Lots products, I was ready to go to every Big Lots in town, and grab them all. So I love those kind of stories, because if you're not scanning, you'll never know, right? If you're not trying, you'll never know if the products are there. So it's a lot of fun. And as I go through this, I will be pointing out some things that are more useful if you're in store than if you're online, things like that. So we can chat about that a little bit. I am going to see if I can do the magic of getting my screen shared here. It's the magic. Let's see. It says I can do this one and this one and this one. Okay, I'm going to try this. And I want to not be showing that one. I want to be showing this one.
There we go.
All right.
Okay.
Do you see my phone and the Google Sheet, or just my phone?
We see both.
Okay, great. Okay. So here I am on my phone, and I have here the Google Sheet that will have the Amazon best-selling rank on it for when we're looking at things on the Amazon Seller app, because that's how everybody gets started, the Amazon Seller app. So here is the Amazon Seller app. And you'll notice it shows a nice little graph of what things are happening in the business, how sales are going, all of those kinds of things. But it also up here at the very top has this little camera. And when you click on the camera, you can scan a product. So now before I do that, I want to show you, I'm going to just show you on my camera a product that I have here. You see my lovely
cool keyboard.
Yeah. A keyboard cover for my Mac. It's Starry Night. So there you go. And then I have this Wonder Woman doll. My daughter gave me this one year for Christmas because, of course, I am Wonder Woman. So I keep my little Wonder Woman doll here, and she is a very good doll for demonstrating things. She has a lot of interesting things because, for example, this was at World Market, and so there's a World Market barcode on here. That's really important to notice that that's not the UPC code. That's a World Market barcode. And if I scan that, I'll show you in a minute, it won't do anything. I have to be looking for the UPC code when I'm scanning an item. So I'm going to flip back over to the Amazon Seller app, and I'm going to show you how I can scan this item in the store and immediately tell whether or not it's going to be a profitable item for me. So let's go back over to Amazon Seller app, and here we are. Okay, so I'm just going to pick this up and turn it over to the back, and I'm going to click on this little camera up here in the top to get started. And it's actually going to open up my camera. So again, see, if I went for the World Market one, it comes up and says, it's not here. So if I click on it again and go down here to the real barcode, there I have the item on my phone to look at. Now you'll notice this says requires approval, and I'm going to explain, everybody I think on this call, since we're talking about online arbitrage and local retail arbitrage, I know that you realize that there are some items that you need approval for, and this item is one that needs approval, but we're going to go look at it just to see how this worked for me. So you see, I see two different options. One shows a rank, one shows no rank here. So I'm going to look at both of them, but I'm wondering why this one doesn't have a rank. So I'm going to click on that one and see. And sure enough, up here where it says toys, there's no rank. And what do we say about no rank? No rank, no buy, for the most part. There will be times when you'll learn how that works, and you can find items that the rank is missing or something. But we're going to go down here and look at the one now that does have a rank and check it out. So it has a rank of 646,000 in toys. So if I come down over here and I look at my rank sheet, we'll see that that's between 5 and 10%, right? That's probably about 15%. So 7.5%. So generally speaking, would I even be looking at this item if I were in the store and checking this out to see if I wanted to sell it? Probably not. I'm usually wanting to stay over here in the green, maybe moving into the yellow a little bit, but I'm not too happy with the orange and above. So this item itself probably would not be a great product to buy simply because it's a slow seller. Now I can show you how that looks in a minute. I'll show you how this same item looks over in AZInsight's app called ScanEZ. But I want to show you all of the elements here of the Amazon Seller app first, just so you understand how they work. So on the Amazon Seller app, there's the line here that says what the price is. This is selling for $9.50 in the stores. Let's say I could pick this up for 50 cents in a clearance aisle, right? So if I click on this and come in here and put in 50 cents, I think last time it was $1.50, but we're just going to pretend that if I could find this in a clearance aisle for 50 cents, I could make $3.11 profit. But I won't really be wanting to do that because of why? It's just not going to sell fast enough for me. But this is a good item to show you how the different options come up and that this needs approval. Now, if I've already clicked asking for approval, it says requested. Otherwise, you'll see a box here that says request approval. So when you click on that, it's going to show you the exact same thing you would see if all you had was a request approval. It's saying I can't highlight that with my mouse, of course, because that's my phone. I'm touching it with my mouse on my computer. That doesn't do any good. I need approval to sell Toysmith branded items. So Toysmith is a brand that is restricted, and I would need approval to sell Toysmith. So when I click on request approval, it pops up and it says, you need at least one purchase invoice from products from a manufacturer or distributor. And as we know, that's not, if I'm standing at the Walmart clearance aisle, it's not a Walmart receipt. It's a purchase invoice from a manufacturer or distributor. So for today, I can't sell this item and I'm going to go do something else. So that's how you see the request approval when you are scanning in the Amazon Seller app. I want to show you how this looks if we go over and scan it with a program called ScanEZ. ScanEZ is the program that is associated with AZInsight, and it works very similarly. I can take my product, I can click the scan barcode button right here on this, and it will scan the barcode for me. So I'm going to do the same thing with AZInsight as I did with Amazon. So here is the item that it's popped up, and it's thinking, and it's saying, yes, 7.79%. I was close. I said 7.5. That was just math in my head. So, so it's saying it's in the top 7.79%. And here's the price. If I put in my 50 cents, it's going to give me the same kind of information. It says I would make a $3.83 profit with a 766% ROI. And I have to tell you, this is what gets people sometimes. They say, but I could make 766% return on investment. I should buy this object. And I'm like, yes, you could make 766% return on investment if someone would buy the product. And how long is it going to take them to buy the product? So down here, AZInsight has the same information that you have online when you're using AZInsight on your computer. You have some options here. I can click this little it's like a watch, kind of a stopwatch kind of a thing. If I click that, it's going to, oh, I'm going to have to move myself over. It's going to actually come up here now and show me the information we would see on our computer as far as what is the 30-day buy box, what's the 90-day buy box, how many new offers are there, how many sales drops, and that's the important thing. You'll notice that over 90 days, there were 3 sales drops. Over 180 days, 3 sales drops. This item does not move very quickly at all. So it's not something that I would probably want to buy. In fact, if we really want to just double, triple check, right? Oops, see, here's what I was telling, there we go. I was clicking that button and it just wasn't going away. I could come down here now and I could actually look at the graph, the Zen graph. So I click there and it's going to show me the graph just as if I were looking on my computer. And also, I didn't even notice this when I was looking before. Amazon apparently is selling this item. So even though that's even another knock against it, we're not going to try to sell it. But I just wanted to show you how all of those functions work. Now, if I go back to there we are. I'm going to go back to the Amazon Seller app. I'm going to scan another item for you. I have here, I had to dig around for a few things here that would scan that I have in my home in Italy and would come up on Amazon.com as even being available, right? Because, but I have some Glide Glide dental floss. So it actually sells in Europe and in the States. So I'm going to scan it. In order to scan the next time, I just click down here where it says scan on the app, and I'm going to scan this barcode.
Now, I'm assuming that everybody knows that the Amazon Seller app is free if you are an Amazon seller. That you can turn
Correct.
this on
I
and
hope
use
they do.
this.
Yes.
So
Yes,
this has been
it is free.
kind of the go-to tool for doing LRA for quite a few years. This is what
It
everybody's
has.
used,
Yep.
at least until
And you
recently.
see that there are and there are other third-party apps we've used. For example, Inventory Lab. We talk about Inventory Lab a lot. They have their own seller app as well called Scoutify 2. But we're really starting to love the AZInsight app because it gives us some really good information right at our fingertips very quickly. So here, when I scan this, you'll notice a number of things pop up. So there's more than one option when I scan that barcode. Here's a 7-pack. Here's a 2-pack. So it kind of lets you see that a 2-pack is going for $8. That means they're $4 each. So a 7-pack should be able. I mean, $28 isn't giving anybody any big discount, but it's just convenience. They think, oh well, I'll get it in a 7-pack instead. So let's look at this a little bit. You'll notice that the sales rank. I don't know if you can see the sales rank.
Yep, we can see it.
It's in the way. My bar was in the way at the bottom. The sales rank there is really good, right? 8,517. People will buy these all day long, but you're probably not going to make much of a profit on that item simply because any item that sells for less than $10 on Amazon is very difficult to make a good profit on. But what if you sold it in a 7-pack? Now the sales rank is much higher, but let's go check this out and see how it would work to sell this for a 7-pack. So let's say we can get these items for $1.50 each. So in a 7-pack, that would make our cost $10.50, right? So we're going to look at this and check out this top one that is a pack of 7 and see how that would work for us. Alrighty. So here, this item is a pack of 7. 105,000 in health and personal care. Let's look over here at health, and it's not. Yes, it's health and personal care, not beauty and personal care. They've moved the names around a little bit, so it is this health and household. So 100,000 here is going to be 2%, not even 2%, 1.5% maybe. We'll check that on AZInsight. It will tell us immediately. We don't have to do that calculation in our head. But it's solidly in the area here between green and yellow. So we'll look at that. So now I'm going to click again here on the price and go and look and see if I put in $10.50. I would make a $9.84 return on investment. I here have estimated $1 per pound for my shipping to Amazon. So it's estimating this will cost about 30 cents to ship to Amazon in my big box of all kinds of things, right? I see my fees with FBA. I can click on that and it will show me exactly what they are. That 15% referral fee, the $3.31 pick and pack, and then my cost of purchase. So $9.84 would be my profit. So I want to look at this one over in AZInsight and see what it tells me that might be different. Let's look back here really quickly. Again, we have 4.5 stars, a little 4+ stars on the reviews, 59 reviews. Amazon is not selling the item. Amazon none. There are no FBA offers right now, so that's a good point too. There are 6 new offers from fulfilled by merchant. So I'm going to take this over and look at it on AZInsight. We'll scan the barcode. And now AZInsight's showing me even more options. Oh my gosh, there's tons of them. There are, pack of 11, case of 48, 30, pack of 6, pack of 9, pack of 4. I have to go find that darn pack of 7 I was looking at. And there it is. I can tell because I also see the rank. It was the same rank that was on the other side. So I'll click on that one and pull it up.
And why do you think that AZInsight found even more products than the Amazon Seller app did?
Well, they actually were on the Amazon Seller app. I didn't scroll so far.
Scroll farther along.
Scroll. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it bunches them up. It takes up more screen real estate on the Amazon Seller app, so you don't see them. But I knew they were there. They were just really easy to see here, and it was interesting that AZInsight put the one that Amazon put on the top. AZInsight put all the way down on the bottom. Why that is, I don't know. But I had to go look, right, to see what I was looking for. Okay, so here I'm going to put in my $10.50. And this is showing the sell price is even higher than what it was over on the Amazon Seller app. We can go look at that if we wondered why is that different. That's $2 difference. Let me go back and look. That wasn't with shipping, was it? I wonder if this is not including shipping. There might be some shipping going on in there. I guess we could tell by looking like this. Nope, 28.18 is the lowest. So I'm not sure why AZInsight is showing it a higher amount. We'll look at that from their perspective too in a minute. But here we are with the AZInsight app. And again, I can click on the little clock, and it's going to show me, takes a second to pull it all up. It's going to show me the history. So 30 drops a day, 30 drops a month, 82 over the last 90 days, 158 over the last 180 days. The price stays pretty steady in that 27 to $28 range. And the current sales rank is 105. 326, the 30-day average. We're wanting to look at those averages too, making sure that there's not a spike for some reason that we don't understand. But I'm going to come back here now and go look at the graph so we can see that as well. See what the graph is doing. And this item is definitely selling, right? I always say when that toddler gets the green crayon and starts going crazy on the graph, you know that the item actually is selling, pretty well. So we see this item going up and down, it's selling on the same, what we would expect from the drops. We see the same thing on the graph. Okay.
Care to field a question here about sales rank?
Sure.
Great.
Sure.
So Lenore has asked this is a good question here, and I know that it's been on the minds of others from time to time. That BSR chart there on the left-hand side, that's on our product research tool, the EBS online arbitrage research tool. And the numbers, she's asking if the chart gets updated on our tool, and how does it compare to AZInsight?
Well, actually, this chart was updated today for me, so it does get updated occasionally. We do update it when we can. A couple times a year, we update the chart. I did update it today just so that it would match better for this purpose. But generally speaking, AZInsight is going to have the most current information because they're pulling it live. Our chart is there to give you guidance, but it is definitely not, first of all, sales rank is not the only thing we're looking at. So the sales rank is important to see if it's going to be fitting in here where you want it to be. But sales rank is only one thing we're looking at. So even if you have an older chart, typically it's still going to be very useful for you to get a gauge as to whether or not the item is good. And then you look at the other things that are, you look at everything else as far as if you have Keepa available on your phone, you would look at Keepa. If you didn't have ScanEZ, if all you're doing is looking at the chart, then you really do need to understand that also generally an older chart is not typically too bad because there are usually more items in a category than fewer items in a category as things move forward. So you're probably still getting a good estimate of where it is in the category, even if the chart's a little older.
And Lenora, this would be a really good question for one of our coaching calls, our group coaching calls at the e-commerce business school, because we can go into more depth about where this data comes from, what it means, and that's a really good question to ask on one of those calls.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, for the rest of you watching, if you are if you have questions, please put them in the chat there.
Okay. So generally speaking, I could do this all day, right? I can go through and show products all day long. There is one other thing we need to look at on here, though, on AZInsight. On Amazon, you notice that it showed me immediately that I was restricted when I went and looked at the history. When I looked at this doll, it told me right away that I was restricted, right? When I looked at that doll on AZInsight, it didn't pop right up in my face like it does on the Chrome extension that says, you are restricted on this product.
The one that shows up on our computer.
Yeah, on your computer, it's just right there on your face. You can tell immediately whether or not you can sell the item. Here, we need to click down here on the restriction button. And when I click on the restriction, request approval, right? And it also tells me there's no IP claims that they have on AZ Alert. If I go back to this one that we were just looking at, and I go to the restriction, well, I wonder if I'm not logged in again all of a sudden. I was logged in. I'm not restricted on this item. I might have to log back in. Let's see.
Now, if you're a subscriber to AZInsight for your computer, you have access to the ScanEZ app. You just go to the App Store and type in ScanEZ. And of course, you'll need to log in once you've done that, just like Candida's doing right now. And then you'll have access to the app.
Yeah, it timed me out. If you're in the store and things seem to be showing you restrictions that you really think they shouldn't, it timed me out. When I got logged back in, it says sell yours. So let's see if I can get back here and do this again. Now that it's thought about it again. And click on the restriction. And now it says sell yours, right? So I can see that I can sell this product without any trouble. And I can also tell that there are no IP claims and it's not considered dangerous goods. There's another item I have in my history really quickly. I'll just show you. If I put it in this one, yes, here we go. This is something I also scanned this here in the house, thinking maybe it would be on the US, and it is. But when I click on the restrictions on this, it should say, it says it's not classified in FBA, but if I look at it on the Amazon Seller app, when I go look in my history on the Amazon Seller app, I'll show you how this shows that it is restricted. Did I not scan it over here? I'm sure I scanned it over here. Let's do it again. We'll scan it again. Here's my fondue set. Fondue gel, right? And notice right here, I get this little box that says, this is dangerous goods hazmat. So I'm gonna have to ask the AZInsight folks why this isn't popping up as being hazmat over here. It's just basically saying they can't classify it. Maybe Amazon doesn't send that data if there are no current FBA sellers. That might be why AZInsight can't see it, because there's nothing right now in available through an FBA seller, so they can't tell whether or not it's a hazardous. Okay.
And Shayna is saying the app is not coming up on our Play Store. Is there another name for it?
ScanEZ.
Yeah. So she says, I see ScanEZ. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. ScanEZ.
Yes. If you search for AZInsight, that won't show up. So it's ScanEZ.
Right. It's ScanEZ, and this is what the icon will look like when you see it.
Hassie is asking about the chart on the left and how does she find this chart?
Okay. This chart is available in the Shop Your Way to Wealth module, and it's also available in your on your online arbitrage tool. One of the lines at the bottom, one of the tabs at the bottom will say BSR chart, and you just click on that, and it will pop up.
Okay, so if there's more questions, please go ahead and enter them in now. Danita, do you have anything else that you'd like to share here?
Yeah, I would just like to kind of talk a little bit about it as to why you might want to do some local retail arbitrage, even if you're really stuck on, you're really committed to doing mostly online arbitrage. Especially if you're brand new, LRA sourcing can be easier for you to conceptualize what you're doing. You can see the item, you have it in your hand, you say, oh, that's going to need a poly bag, or oh, that's kind of fragile, that's probably going to need bubble wrap. Those things are really difficult to conceptualize when you're looking at an item online. Also getting a feel for size and weight of items is much easier in the store, so that you have a better understanding of what kinds of items you like to buy, what kinds of items are difficult for you to deal with. So if you're getting stuck in the beginning doing online arbitrage, sometimes just going out to the store with your phone can really help you kind of break through some of those barriers and understand better what kinds of products you might want to be looking at. The ScanEZ app is going to give you great data when you're in the stores, so that's something that's really good to put on your phone. If you already have an AZInsight subscription, it is included. I will point out that, AZInsight only lets you log in at one place at a time. You always thought it was one computer at a time. It's actually one place at a time. So if you go to the store, you have to log in here. When you come back to your computer and try to use AZInsight in Chrome, it will have you log in again, because you've logged yourself out basically by logging yourself in on the phone. The other thing that's really good, especially for brand new sellers, is local retail arbitrage can really get your profit turning around quicker. You don't have to wait for items to come from your online vendor. You can literally buy that morning and have the items in a box ready to go to Amazon that afternoon. So you can shorten the time it takes to get moving in this business by buying online, by buying in store, packing it up quickly, sending it off to Amazon. Also, you can really get a feeling for whether or not you want to buy an item that's fragile. I find that many fragile items are better, oddly enough, are better to buy online, because they have to ship it to you in a way that is already packing it to protect it. Many times fragile items in local stores are just sitting on the shelf. They've taken them out of the boxes. They've put them on the shelves, for the display, and they don't give you the option of getting the box. You just get the item, and now you have to figure out, how am I going to ship this? Many of those items will be better to go ahead and purchase online, but you may find something in the store that you think, oh, that's cool. I'm going to go now and see if I can source this online for the same price and have it shipped, so that I don't have to worry about prepping it myself. It's also a good way just to get a feeling for what kinds of products are out there that people are buying. When you walk into a large department store, you see what they think people want to buy right now. This is really great when you're dealing with seasons, seasonal items. When you first walk into a store and they've already got out the graduation gift stuff, you know it's time to start thinking about graduation gifts. When you walk into the store and they're already starting to deal with back to school items, you know it's time to start sourcing back to school items. So store shopping can give you a lot of insight into what kinds of items would be good to source either in that store or what you should be looking for even when you're going online. But I never pass up a chance to scan. Like Brian says, I never pass up a chance to scan. If I've got my phone with me, I scan. I always laugh. Carol Smith and I laugh about this. I said, and also if I scan, even if I don't buy it, I was on a sourcing expedition. Aren't those miles deductible then? And Carol just nods and says, yes. If you scan, you tried to buy. So it's a great way to enhance and augment what you're already doing with online.
Yeah, there's another advantage too, that because it's a kinesthetic experience, it's different than online arbitrage. So online arbitrage, you're staring at the computer screen. Here you get to go out and have this variety of the different stores. You're working with products in your hands. And if you're suffering from, like writers suffer from writer's block, if you're suffering from sourcer's block, getting out the stores is a great way to get some creativity going and seeing, oh, there's some different kinds of products. You never know what you're going to find when you go to the store.
Absolutely.
And it's different than trying to just get on your computer and think of what you should see next. So it's an exploration. It's kind of like, hitting the slot machine. You never know what you're going to get, and you get these surprises, kind of like the Home Depot surprise I'd gotten earlier.
Yep.
Danita, there's a couple of other questions here.
Sure.
Shri is asking, how do we ship hazmat items to FBA if he's approved?
If you're approved, you have to ship. You cannot use the Amazon UPS partnered UPS account. You have to ship it on your own. Typically, you're probably going to have to go down to USPS and ship it. It's going to have to go truck. It can't go air. So it's also, you just have to let them know that there's a hazmat item in there. And that means that it's going to cost a lot more to ship it to Amazon. So none of the apps are going to be able to help you estimate what that cost is. You have to just figure that out for yourself. That's why generally people who are into hazmat are hazmat shippers. They do a large amount of hazmat sales because they understand the process. If you don't understand the process, it can be really frustrating. And I have to tell you, it can be really frustrating when Amazon says, we're inviting you into the hazmat program. You think, oh, I'm special. They're inviting me into the hazmat program. I'm going to say yes. Well, once you say yes, then the ScanEZ will tell you it's hazmat, but you are approved to ship it. Amazon seller app will no longer even mention that it's hazmat if you are approved hazmat seller. And so you may end up with 4 little items in a thing that you purchased that you would have to ship separately. So be careful about getting approved with hazmat. It's one of those things that it sounds exciting, but maybe it's not as exciting as you think it would be.
Robert's asking or saying that offer count equates to fulfilled by merchant. And I think here we're looking at offer count. On AZInsight, it's showing you fulfilled by merchant offer count as well as fulfilled by Amazon offer count. So it separates the two out.
Yes.
Joan is saying, can you send the products to a prep center? So if you're doing LRA, local retail arbitrage?
Well, you could, but it would seem to me that would defeat the purpose. You would be spending you'd be spending a lot of money, more than what it estimates you're going to send to Amazon, right? Because you're getting Amazon's partnered rates when you're sending to Amazon. So you'd be spending money to ship it to your prep center, and then your Amazon. Typically, if you're going to do local retail arbitrage, it's something that you would be shipping yourself. I know some of the people in this audience, I see your names and I know who you are. You're the kind that, hands off, I don't even want to see these items, right? I'm just sending them to the prep center. I really don't want to do any of this work. But this is not going to be the sourcing method for you if you're one of those people. I am using a prep center, but I keep some prep products around. I keep poly bags. I keep packing tape. I have still a scale. I have a box sizer because I occasionally am going to find items that I'm going to want to prep and ship from home. So most of my items will go to a prep center, but there will be times when I will find something that's too good to be true, and I will want to get it right now and send it off. We have even, like you said, Brian, you go out on your RV and you find all these things. I have flown into Minneapolis to a trifecta and told people, let's go shopping. We'll go out and do some shopping. And people get boxes and they ship from the hotel. We've had people actually do shipments from the hotel. I have done book sourcing when I'm on a vacation and I see a nice little local store I like. I go get a box. I go print out a sheet of labels, take my PDF down to Kinko's and say, I need these on labels, and I send things out from wherever I am. So it's a skill that if you have the skill, the whole idea of the in-store shopping and the shipping prepping skill, you can do this from anywhere and take advantage of local sales that you might not have ever seen if you weren't doing it in-store.
Let's answer a couple more. We just have a couple of minutes left here. Krista had asked, for shopping in Big Lots, they have their own store codes on their products. Are you scanning by picture? You know how
many times. I mean, not all Big Lots items have their own codes, but yes, you can scan by picture. And I didn't show that, did I?
Well, just know that it's in there, just in both the Amazon Seller app and ScanEZ. ScanEZ does that as well, right? You can scan by picture.
Yes, you can scan by picture, and all you do is you just hold the item up, hold the box up, and take a picture of the box through the app. When you hit scan, it looks at the item, and if it can find it, it will pull it up that way. I also sometimes just type in the words, or I'll have a headset on. And I'll just click into the search and I'll say what I'm looking for, and just have it find it that way. So there are a lot of different ways. So yes, if you're in a store that has their own barcodes, I sell from IKEA here in Italy, and none of their barcodes are scannable, right? So I have to either type in the names or speak the name, and their names are all never going to be found if you speak them. You have to type in the names, and it will pop up that way. So. But there's definite ways to do a search for the items rather than just using the barcode.
Joan is asking, how can one do FBM, fulfilled by merchant, when you are FBA? I think
you can do fulfilled by merchant, even if you're an FBA seller. You can do both, yes. And you can even sell the same products, fulfilled by merchant and FBA. I do that sometimes when I have a product that I want to get sold quickly, but I also want to send some in FBA. So I may send half of them FBA and keep half of them local, and I will start selling them while they're en route to Amazon FBM. And then once they get there to Amazon, I'll turn off my fulfilled by merchant offer and just let the FBA ones sell.
And Joan, we do have fulfilled by merchant training at the e-commerce business school. So you can just ask support and they'll give you the link for that.
Absolutely.
Alice, when signing up at AZInsight, should I click limited or unlimited option?
Unlimited. If you're just doing a trial and you weren't going to want to go through the trouble of setting everything up properly, you could do the unlimited, but unlimited is basically connecting it to your Amazon seller account so that they can check to see that you are, whether you're restricted and those kinds of things. And then it also helps them pull in data like hazmat and sizes and things. So you need to be unlimited when you're doing the trial.
Okay. I think because of time, we're going to stop right here. I know there's a couple of other questions. What I'm going to recommend for those of you that do have more questions for Danita or myself is to post those in our private mastermind group, the Cash Flow Systems group. If you're a member of EBS, please post them in there. And if you're not a member of EBS, well, I think you should be. You could go to joinebs.com Danita, I'm going to go to our slides, our closing
Great.
slides here. All right. So next week on Saturday Morning Live will be Ann Sieg and coaches and trainers Candida Lillard and May Alvarez. And we're also going to have Demu Cherry Mitchell, who is our, what would you call her, our motivational coach. And she's been doing our brand new Mornings That Go program. So she's a busy mom as well. All of these ladies are e-commerce professionals and moms too. And we'll be honoring Mother's Day. And they'll be sharing tips and strategies for busy e-commerce moms that balance business and family. Next slide. Here we go. Okay. E-commerce business school. This is a picture. Danita mentioned going to Minnesota, to Minneapolis for one of our trainings there where she was training at. And this is a group of people from there at that same training. You're probably in this picture as I am somewhere, Danita. We're probably both in this picture. This is a happy group of people. Hopefully we'll be doing live events again. We have done lots of live events in the past. And if you want to know more about that, go to joinebs.com. We like to say that hustle and heart is what sets us apart. And this is from one of our live events here. Again, you can see everybody waving at the camera there. So hopefully we'll be doing that again, maybe this year. You can learn more and get some free training and see some of the success stories from our students at joinebs.com. Danita, thank you so much for being on this and sharing of your wisdom. I always learn from you every time that you're on one of these calls. So you're one of my favorites.
Thanks, Brian.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody, for being with us again. This is Saturday Morning Live from the E-commerce Business School. And we'll see you in next week. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.